ropes, Chad, and I'll say that with conviction. Got to prove that they can pass the mental test. Gambit narrowly losing their map pick, that was theirs, and they passed with flying colors into Dust 2. Yeah. Now it's VP I need to have some proving. They haven't picked up a single CT round over on Dust 2. Now starting on the CT side of Train, our third of the grand finals. Sponge, the loud Australian. Me, the flamboyant Brit. Pistols are out, P250s again, as Chad highlights. It's good for duking it out with the USPs. So for roles like that, you can see Shiro on Ivy. It is the perfect weapon for the job.
Yeah, slow stuff here. Who would have thought?
Your bump mine master, Rushley, just had a nice tutorial from him. I actually had that one in person, trying to teach me the boys double.
I think the way you learned how to explain that was me asking questions, but either way, it's going to just be some posturing across the map here as the USPs ring out against the territory that Gambit are trying to take for free, seeing where the resistance is. Now, as you spread out into this default, you can work out the CT-sided setup, and Yakinda, he's going to force them away from box holes as well. So far, Nafany knows contact Ivy, contact box holes, and if they go down into Pop Dog, well, they're going to have a rough time with Kick It down there in that CZ75. 12 bullets of pain are going to be ringing out of that one very quickly, and James there to mop up any of the mess. Smoke, flash, and a Molotov remaining. And on the CT side, we've got 2 smokes and a kit, but it is back over towards B. And Yakinda is still standing and fighting. Yet to be overwhelmed, will drop back. He doesn't have a rotator close here, Alex. This could get dicey for Yakinda.
Fake the drop off so he can catch Hobbit sleeping, but not today. Hobbit rounds that corner and pops that head. They're into the site. CT's onto the retake. Shiro's just deciding where he fancies his plant. This is an angle for Nafany. Should catch Jame off guard. Okay, now a double peek. He's trying to isolate into 2 individual duels, but stacked up against them. Nafany's even got a Molotov for the defuse.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to get close to the bomb right now. VP need to start making a bit of a move. They need to win a fight. There's one.
Okay. Kicker would need a clean one. On the second, he looked away, assumed he'd done the necessary damage, and just stacked up against Sanji. He has to accept his fate here. He actually gets the reload. Manages to take an extra one down. I think he accepted his fate as he turned, but we'll take that. Hobbit with 3, and he opened up onto Yakinda as well. So a big scalp converts into that B plant. First round Gambit, and we are going to be seeing those Train second round pistol lost force. It's going to be FAMAS, Deagles, cheeky scout in there for good measure.
It continues to be very good for Gambit in the opening stages of these games, right? They've put themselves in very good positions at the start of all of these maps. Same thing right here, again on Train. If they can convert against this force bite for VP, should be quickly able to get onto 3 rounds as we do see Kick It on the jiggle towards that low ramp. He's going to hear a lot coming. Smoke gets dropped. They're pushing through.
Oh, over the grey screen, they pre-fire him off. Great work again, suppressing that. Hobbit had such an advantage if he played next to that smoke, but they just knock him off.
Yeah, ref's throwing the towel in. This one's going to be a save immediately. 1 kill is all it takes. Territory taken, and well, look at this. VP scamper, they try and get out of dodge, and this will give us a bit of time here to talk a little bit more about Train. Now, last 2 times Gambit have played this one, they've won the map, and Shu on the other foot, VP, last 2 times they've played this map, they've lost it. So there you go, there's the simple results.
And they won the pistol, so Chad, I guess we should just pack her up.
Yeah, all right, let's move on to map number 4 now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be seeing you again shortly, but there is a lot of Counter-Strike to be played, and I think if people remember the VP game the other day, it was versus Astralis, right? And their economy management, I think, towards the tail end of that game on Train, it got a little bit dicey for a second. I think that they were making a couple of flubs. It felt like they ran out of ideas on their T side. But yeah, it was a 16-12 loss to Astralis, and before that was a 16-9 loss to Na'Vi for VP. So big names to be losing to. Actually, let me just double check this one right here. I want to see when and where this one was played.
It was Inters. Those shots, you know, it seems like it's just the fundamentals, but by having his crosshair placed there and by unleashing it during the walk through the grey screen, it completely nullified Hobbit. Or Kick It.
Someone with an it.
It.
Well, it is just going to be Jame this time, seeing if he can get some damage done. And he can't, so does he want to repeat this? How brave you feeling, Jame?
Not after the nade, I don't think. He did have his Kevlar vest. It keeps his heart beating and functioning. Sanji pinstering in with Jame. We've even got a Zeus in play. It's not a fun frag.
Oh, space for Sanji, but this is a hard cornered around. Normally a player at the top here waiting, and they're actually totem dropping. The timing is great for Sanji.
Is so good for Sanji. The fact that he's going to come up from above, they just have to keep them busy, and Yakinda doesn't even need the help. Weapons to be recovered, a smoke on main. If Inters goes down, this is a disaster. Gambit have lost all of their resources. Yakinda just pops off for a triple. Axel's lingering in the smoke. Yakinda walks straight through it.
Of course he does.
There's no way Axel's expecting this. The same man that killed him from Pop is now directly behind him. Sandwich could punish. Great shot. Axel adjusts into Sanji as well, but he's not ready for Yakinda. On for an ace now. 4 frags. Shiro on Pop as well. He's doing it all. Heavy lifting.
Chiro's due another clutch, surely. 1-on-2 situation.
Closing in on Simple's record.
Plenty of nades to work with as well. Faster only working with this Deagle. And they've actually both rotated over towards B, so Shiro could get a free plant right now.
This gets really awkward for the CTs now, despite all of the heroics from Yakinda. As the molly lands, it's
oh, he's not even going
sobering
straight for
reality.
the plant.
Okay, yeah, this actually works in the CT's favor. Obviously, Shiro doesn't have the power to look through walls, so we know it was clear. Now planting. They won't be able to knock him off, but contesting from either side of the bomb train, this gets so difficult for Shiro. Look at his head on a swivel. A 360-degree remit to try and make sure he could find that first contact. And it is Yakinda wrapping it up, makes it all 5, and steals a round away from Gambit Esports.
I'm very positive we saw Yakinda do similar things the other day with the Famis in the second round against Astralis, right? He purchased into that, was able to get a lot of big kills, and he's done it here again. It's a great weapon to have on your team. I'm not talking about the gun, I'm talking about this individual on your screen right here. What a revelation he has been. And Gambit now, well, that plant from Shiro, selfless stuff, right? He did that, so he got the smoke, went for the plant, didn't try and draw out to turn it into a one-on-one. The extra cash coming on in helps his team buy again. He's onto the AWP, AKs are good, so they've been able to get a great buy. Doesn't even feel like they lost that round, at least reflected in the buys here. Straight over towards B again, will be Hobbit. Lots of noise. And he's quickly going to take box hall control here, so working out how to get past Kick It. Cops that nade in the back pocket. Jane with some flak over towards Ivy, so multiple targets across the map here as Axel. He's got the tall task of keeping Ivy busy. And this default spread has been successful, right? They keep one set of eyes over towards Ivy. They've put pressure on Kick It, so he has to drop back, cannot jiggle peek anymore. That means a rotation has to be in float for him.
But the pressure on Kick It, though. He's going to have 3 people charging towards his location. Utility starts to indicate that he's going to be under some threat. James has rotated into support.
Daphne really needed control of that right there so that they can do this with less pressure. Now the flank, they need to be on high alert for this. Yakinda looking for some main control right now. As soon as he calls this clear, they might be able to rotate another over, but it might be too late.
Oh, James didn't pull the trigger. Confirms it down the ramp. Their backs are turned. They're not ready for that. Big punish from Kick It, looking for more. Nafany down as well. Sends them packing. Shiro does hit the no-scope to get back into the site. He needed to hit some consecutive shots, though. Nade's not going to find him. It will land on Axile. And with 20 seconds, he does have to take some initiative, trying to get it back up the ramp. He catches Hobbit trying to sell it. They're going back to B with 14 seconds, heading for upper. Hobbit pops off. Long range, needs another, and he finds it as well. They can plant, turning this round entirely on its head. Defying all the odds, Yakinda demanded to clutch again. They're so low. But he's so far. Doesn't even want to give it a go. I can't blame him, he's got an AK.
Oh, just the fact that it was Hobbit in the site on his own, right? They put him on a fishing rod. They said, hey, mate, we're going to throw you out, see whatever you get, and we'll capitalize off the back of it. Don't worry about capitalizing off the back of it. Hobbit's just gone in there and blown them all away. 7 for 1 now, 110 ADR.
It looks so awkward for Gambit until Hobbit started doing that. As soon as Rushley presses that number, Hobbit changes the entire dialogue. And Yakinda's going to lose his weapon here if he's not careful.
Yeah, Xeal's already tucked in 1 HP. He's found the gap. Well, so is Yakinda, but doesn't get the kill. Hobbit finishes it in style. What a round.
He gets to keep it all. Wow. That 4th as well. He'll take that.
The planter, I've just been informed, dropped down into the site and survived with 1 HP in that situation, right? All of our eyes were on Hobbit as he's just dismantling this. But as they've landed into the bomb site to get that bomb down,
seriously?
Look at the time left on the clock. He's dropped on in, 1 HP remaining.
Holy moly, red beans and ravioli. That's so ridiculous. So Axel got tagged to like 11 and he dropped down to 1 on the full damage. Yeah, the Dorps are out. Yakinda's the one that's filled the feed for the CTs. Nafany is in Pop early. We haven't seen this from Gambit. Early Pop presence. Okay, smoking main enables them to take the fight. That's going to keep Nafany on high alert. And Yakinda
he's so ready for this.
Procedurally clearing. Oh, Nafany makes it look easy. Caught out by Yakinda, but now it's Buster's turn. No one holding that Ivy, and he's managed to find the gap. These CIS squads just have such a fantastic read of the game when you are not only cognizant of what your team is doing, but what your opponents have to react to. That's when these gaps are found. Buster just looks like a sitting duck.
Yeah, they have to save as well. I know the bomb hasn't gone down, and we're yet to see too much space taken, but Nafany's about to be in CT spawn. Oh my god, Nafany, how does he get another? It looks like he's always looking in the wrong place. He's just pulling off these shots. 2 huge kills right there, and now it will just be Jame.
Wow.
Hold on tight, mate. Yeah, they're trying to lock him in as well. So multiple players in main, meaning Jame cannot escape towards T-spawn. We'll have to stay centered towards Pop and the box holes. Looks like he might get away with this one. But in the early throws of this map right here, Gambit are really putting up a case. 4-1.
I mean, dude, there is going to be some serious screams in their comms after the round they've just managed to put on the board, that third one.
Yeah, well, you're right. Like, the only round so far that has come from VP was from this man right here. Yakinda had to get an ace for them to post a round so far. So the other individuals need to wake up and find some of those kills. Otherwise, this half can really get away from VP. Money's not great.
Looks like a lot of fun on the fan cams. Contagious laughter. It's very real. Time for our 6th round of train. And yeah, so you know James saved.
Okay, so this is a situation. This is a learning lesson for everybody at home. If you're playing in a pug or anything and one of your players saves an AWP, let your AWP work. Jump corners for him. Give him a chance to find some kills. Let him peek first before all of your pistols go flat. Allow this to have some impact. Immediate shot straight on out. They're going straight towards B, just down low ramp.
Assuming Jame won't be there, but Kickert and Buster are. And they've filled the feed with only the sidearms. Awkward now, alarm bells ring, Gambit pivot, Axile swings out Pop. That's a crucial frag, he might have to weather the flames just to stand his ground. Oh no, caught out, this is surely the end. Nice double dink from Sanji. And enters his low. With an AK recovered for an unarmored Buster, there's ways that this one can be taken away from Gambit. Bomb now planted. Axile already with 2 frags to his name, Sanji late from main. Kick it, Pop, Buster backtracks, they are completely fenced in. But with these kind of weapons, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Every second that ticks, though, favors the tease. Axile's just bailing Gambit out of trouble. He's found all of the frags so far. He has fallen now, and it's down to Winters. Low.
Surely no time.
No time at all. You can't play with him. You can't fake it. You got 10 seconds. You just might want to keep hold of what you can. Winters plays it. And it looks like Buster does get away with a treat for Jame at least.
That's 2 massive rounds that Gambit have been bailed out by their individuals. Axial's space there as he's come out Pop with the first. The molly forcing Jame to make a tough decision. Jame has to either wait for that molly or he's going to rotate all the way back around. But yeah, you were right? I called, yeah, Jame shot that AWP, so they think he's going to be outside. Well, they had 2 players close low ramp to deal with that rush, and then Jame had already rotated over already. So it was a great call from VP. They forced Gambit right where they wanted them, but Axial bails them out, and they get their 5th round. So AWP was saved. Jame gets that one back for free.
What a quick reaction it was as well from Axile. Like, as soon as those bodies are dropping ramp, he's straight swinging E-box.
And that's the thing, right? Being able to react that quickly, save them right there. Slower pace this time from Gambit, not just exploding on out on this. Smokes have gone on over. Yakinda's playing forward. They can punish this if they get a good timing with their explosion.
Okay. Okay, nades are set for success.
Yeah,
out comes Nafany. He's hunting. Yakinda's going to have his head on a swivel. The flank is coming. It's imminent. He's burning. Inters gets him. With just the bottle of flame, there's more as well in the feed for Gambit.
That is masterful work from Gambit. I cannot talk about the level of Counter-Strike they just played there. They know Yakinda loves to play forward, and they've isolated him.
Entirely. James made a round out of it, though. Takes down Axile on his walkout main.
Look at how much pressure there is on Yard. They've lost all forward positioning. Still over a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, Kickit, known for his flanks. It's about finding the right timing on it. You can see Shiro is paranoid and cognizant that it's a threat, and that looks like his after-plant responsibility as well. So Kickit going to drop into Shiro. A quick flick, a no-scope, all on the cards.
Are they even going to consider going for this?
Oh, don't ruin my fun, Chad. Maybe not anymore. Jame onto Nafany, still up for debate.
I think it has to go now if they want to move in.
Shiro's not looking anymore. A bit concerned about what James up to, but yeah, it doesn't look like they're going for this. You'd have to be on it now. James still backtracks. Gambit posting a sick. This is T-side train, and they're giving us a tutorial in this grand final.
You're not getting many more of these rounds here, VP. This was actually one that may have been worth a shot, so the bomb will go off. But yeah, I thought they may have considered having a crack on that one. James did have a kit. It felt like there would have been enough in that 2v2, but too many unidentified players. And yeah, this is where James gets the kill to make it seem like it's doable. But I really just love that opening. And the reason I'm maybe bigging it up a little bit is because Yukinda's been getting away with close pop and close main plays consistently. They go through these standard routines, right? They either mix it up with pop control or they go for main control. He's done exactly the same play. Gone up on top of the blue train, dropped his molly. Immediate reaction from Nafny and co. One peeling either side of the train. They isolate him, they get that fight, and they've taken Yukinda down with no impact. So masterful stuff here.
What are you
James,
up to?
what is this?
Yeah, so aggressive up the ramp. It's enough for him to back away as the Molotov lands. It's more information than anything. They're a tight line he's holding.
Picky poison here.
Yeah, they're gonna run boost. James, how quick's the flick?
Oh,
fast enough. Hobbit, despite the elevation, does eat lead.
it's a good opening right now for VP. They need to stabilize on this. It has all been through Yukinda that one round. This time, a free opening.
Yeah, get your eyes on the extremities. See where these T's are trying to find their way back in. Sanji stands and delivers. Turns the flash, takes an AK for his trouble. Shiro's gonna not go for it, is he?
Thought about it.
Felt like it was considering it. Seen Orpers jumping into entry frags as of late, thanks, James.
This position from Axial, if he doesn't peek, never mind.
Yeah, okay, wow. VP have managed to convert off the back of that. Don't forget that James started with aggression towards Brown Halls and just pulled the trigger on someone backtracks Ivy.
Yeah, very mobile, but that's important for somebody like James because if he can just continue to appear around the map a little bit like a magician, right? Oh, he's here, they're going to call, they're going to try and rotate in. He takes that space back, gets a pick, forces them to make a decision. Do we go forward into James? Do we rotate back? If you're an AWPer and you get to play the rotator position because you have strong riflers, your life can be a dream, right? You get information. Yep, noise here, noise there. You're rotating around that AWP. It's coming into lines. You're aware of the fights. Yeah. It can be perfect stuff. And
they start wasting so much utility on that old position that's just, you know, completely irrelevant to you now.
Precisely. And right here, the save from Gambit, it makes sense. They're dealing with a decent bag of money. You know, nothing that we're going to write home about just yet. The loss bonus for them will be starting at that 1,400 mark. So tickling on in 5.3 for Axial, Hobbit with 5.4, Nafany 4.9. They will be able to buy again. And this is a split screen right here as James
didn't even blink.
Yeah, well, who would have thought? This boost, right? People might be thinking about why they're going for a play like that. You could see where James was having to make a decision. Do I want to watch the back rail? Do I want to watch the lower rail? Well, they've kind of mixed it up between the two. Still a difficult fight. And that's that impact from James in round number 8. Still a lot of work for VP to do to get back into this game. But if they get 1 or 2 more rounds on this T half, they're going to be more than happy with it.
They're golden, bro. Kick it. Taking some liberties.
Well, they threw that molly up pop, right? That sound cue has covered his steps.
Look at this aggressive util. He wants them to be completely focused on him.
They have to hit pause for at least 20 seconds.
Just like that.
And they've left James here as well.
Any moves outside of that then? No, haven't seen main being retaken. No one choosing to re-aggress. We know that's a staple of Yukinda. If he feels like he's got space, can walk on into main late. Sanji to be tested from some probing util.
Getting past James difficult here. Axial may throw a flash from deep, but it looks like B.
And it's only James. Everyone is so far away. He's done well to get the first. Is the util gonna deter them? He's holding them at bay. Might even find another. Sanji has caught it, but up the catwalk goes Inters. If he can find James, there's room to play. Wasn't ready. First for Inters in this one. The incendiary's good, trying to buy time for the bomb to come in. Shiro planting. Oh no! Kick it overextends, and it becomes an all too favorable. It's 2 versus 4, turned 2v3. Yukinda makes it all onto Inters, and he's hitting his shots. He's hit another. Yukinda's gone. So low though. Doesn't have the margin for error. Buster, just a single bullet. And VP will pass the test. James definitely passes his test. It was all onto him to have some impact on the B take.
I just love how quickly these players' brains work these days, right? The fact is he goes, okay, well, they know I'm AWPing high ramp. Yeah, they're going to take low ramp control, throw that down, split them up. He even called Inters pushing through. It's a bit of a shame Kicker goes down because that round could have been a lot cleaner. This is the one. He's called the player. So smoke's going to drop. He's going to see that player just run through the cusp of that smoke. So a really good one to win and one that almost is going to stifle the economy of Gambit. guess what? That AWP is out, and this is where we need to look towards Shiro for some impact. It's not that he's been quiet, it's just that he hasn't needed to step up with those crazy clutches just yet. AK-47, AWP, a couple of upgraded pistols. VP lose this one. Their economy's in tatters. James is back for more. They're really heading towards B here. Lots of B focus.
Okay, for getting a bit of a deja vu. Something has changed within this matrix, and they call it off. Shiro, as you said, Chad, Chad's school of Counter-Strike. Let that AWP work, especially the AK wielded by Nafny, heading towards upper. Kickett's holding it. And the element of surprise, yeah, that actually enables the frag. Nafny onto just the one.
They've got space, they're pushing up already. A player at Oil Train weaseling into the back lines.
Yeah, and those CTs rotating in. What are you supposed to do? Your Kinder's checking. Oh, wow, the precision out of Nafny these last 2 rounds. Seems like it's enough. The CT's getting picked apart out here. James been lingering around this site for forever, but he does see the hand, doesn't know he's low. Does manage to find at least the smoke onto the bomb, but the swing from upper, it's coming. Axal's on lower. Time is of the essence, James. Trying to find just one frag to make it doable. He won't get back onto the bomb.
Oh dear, all right. What a huge round for Gambit to win, and they've done that with only 2 upgraded guns there. That AWP, they even carry a second through on the T side. I'm sure that one isn't going to be looking too ideal, but this is what I was talking about with VP and their economy being in tatters. They have enough to get the buy, but this is it, right? Nafny healing out high ramp, and then you're so aware, right? If you all get stifled at back of low ramp train and bomb train and you don't push up and you take oil control, you're in so much trouble versus a retake. So Nafny right there, grab that round by the balls. That is a huge play from the in-game leader. And now they need to make sure they correct this. VP, you're able to get a buy here, but that's it.
Kickett's been trying this, and this time he catches a nade. That's enough for him to cancel. James, same angle.
Oh, he's baited into
result, baited in by Hobbit. Nafny continues to find impact. He's had some very impactful rounds back to back, and now into the third as well. Okay. All the more difficult now for VP to overcome. Look at who's holding this pop dog climb. Like, this could not get any scarier if you're Sanji. Just a giant barrel of an AWP appears as you climb that ladder. Responsibilities shift. You can see Yakinda is still responsible for any sort of return to main.
Gamble stacking 3 players right now over towards this B bomb site.
Yeah, and Axal crawling up Ivy can have very, very large repercussions.
It was just his one smoke. That drew Sanji right back.
And he's through. They might even expect it to be clear. God, this is so perfect. Gambit are going to have backtracks flank.
Oh, they know he's here now. They're falling back. They have to get past Yakinda here.
Okay, down pop, and it's unfavorable at the most.
There's 3 of them.
They're so loud.
Oh, this flash is perfect.
And Axal from the backtracks emerges. Now Yakinda's got so many targets. He's trying to find a safe haven, trying to make it difficult. They have to work for this frag. They have to work for it, and they have. Sweat on the brow, but frags in the feed. Bombs down, Busters miles away.
Every trick in the book, right? A lot of people wouldn't know the jump flash when in pop dog to go through. That flash, when you're in pop, bounces back up into white walls above you and goes through the windows above your head and then flashes above pop. That's how nerdy we're talking, right? Like, these kids just had an answer for everything.
Yeah, I mean, when you saw, with 25 seconds left, 3 Ts in pop dog, and it's smoked,
yeah,
with an M4 staring at that smoke, you feel like the odds are against them. Seems like even the physics are against poor old VP.
These last 2 maps, it has been Gambit schooling them, right? Yeah. Let's be honest. This is Gambit schooling VP in the last map and a half. Forget Vertigo, that feels like a lifetime ago at this stage. And Axel with all that room, like he's just been allowed to lurk and take his space. He was the key to that round.
Don't forget how they screwed up James as well.
Yeah.
Like a jiggle peek, like, okay, he does keep doing that. He is holding that line regularly. I'll just bait the shot and you can hold it from upper. Down goes James, another just mid-round move, early stuff. Puts an 8th now on the board for Gambit, and look what it's done to the CTs. They just have to swallow their pride. Deagles. Scouts, they haven't been able to do it with the full plethora of weaponry. Let's see if they can fare any better with the loosey-goosey pistols.
One of their rounds, I'll reiterate it again in case you forgot, maybe you just joined us, was Yakinda with a Famus getting an ace. So out of the 3 rounds...
Yeah, and didn't they... Okay, so they've actually picked them all up. The bomb's been going down in all of their wins as well, so Gambit, even in losses, have been converting all that additional cash. You can see there, flush for cash at this point in time. And, well, you haven't seen your Kindo aggressive in main too much.
That move that they had for him earlier as well. I'm just singing the praises of Gambit right now, but VP have to start pulling something out of the bag.
Yeah, see what you got. Doesn't hit the first. Damage inflicted, but that's it. Looking great. Gambit surging in. Frags for everyone. Everyone takes one. Just Axile and Shiro on the agenda next for a little bit of bloodshed. Not to be.
Hobbit doesn't want to share.
How dare you?
12 kills for him so far. A lot of impact from the individuals for Gambit in this map. The multi-kills, when the chips look down, has been the difference maker so far.
Oh, they just do. They're checking every corner.
They're in the zone right now,
They
aren't
are. So driven.
9-3. This half has already gotten away from VP. The best they can muster here would be 6. And that would be the last 3 on the nose. Just hitting everything so far. Flashes are good, utility's good. The mood in the camp has changed over there at Gambit. Nafany in the first one felt like he's getting a bit frustrated. Since then, it's been giggles. They've been laughing, they've been having a good time, and now that pressure is on VP.
They've been hanging out in that house together, developing, you know, a much firmer understanding of how they want to play their game at the highest level.
Oh, the tag as well. James copped that one through the wall.
Yeah, I don't know if James is going to catch one in revenge, though. There is someone committed to main. The Flames making things a bit hot. They've isolated him, but Inters just digs himself out of trouble. Traded. Big stuff from James. Crucial.
They know that the rotate is far away from B, and Hobbit's accelerating.
Oh, he is. He wants to punish again. Kickett's got a perfect angle.
What a shot.
Hobbit again with the 1 HP, though. Some cruel twist of fate.
You can't keep saving VP. Eventually, you need some of these rounds. 9-3. When are they going to put it in?
What do you say if you kick it? Yeah, dinked. B's open. You're staring at 10 T rounds on train.
They're still trapped. Axial is coming through Ivy. They've already lost the round. They're going to lose everything.
Oh, yeah, they are. Sanji was loud. Charges into him. Where's James opted to save? Okay, they're both CT. Yeah, looks like there isn't going to be too much more of a hunt.
I'm pretty sure I read a tweet today that said Gambit were the lowest rated team as per world rankings going into this event.
Is that true?
Like, I don't include the play-ins, just the main tournament. I'll have to double check, but these guys came in. Look, it's not that they weren't on people's radar. It's just that they weren't considered to be in the grand final when you had teams like Vitality, Astralis, Na'Vi, Liquid, Goliaths of the game.
Yeah, I mean, and with history books that are, you know, swelling with pages. Gambit, they are writing one in very fresh ink today.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah, you don't love to see that. 10-3. How much hurt are they going to put on VP here?
And this is the, you know, if I was to summarize them, you know, caricatures of the teams, Virtus.pro are the ones that have done this before. Virtus.pro are the ones that have been here and have always been able to keep tier 1 teams honest. You know, this feels like it's par for the course for the Virtus.pro runs. Gambit Esports to do it, and to do it, if they do it like this, convincing individually and otherwise, it's a statement. It really is. Round 14, we're trying to wrap up this T-half from Gambit, but they are in no hurry. And understandably so. Crossing every T, dotting every I. Playing these mind games around Pop.
So they're going for a late yard split here, and they've kept VP very honest, having to play a 2-3 defense. Flash over, Sanji under pressure. They know he's close now, and they know he has a FAMAS. So good information being recalled. Still over a minute left. Lots of utility remaining. Gambit don't feel like they're under pressure at all, and Hobbit already has box hall control completely. So at any point, they could go for a little bit of a fakeroonie.
So we've seen this setup before, the bait and switch. Incredibly effective. Let's see how Hobbit breaks through. He's been hitting every shot he takes. It's Janeway on the other side, though. Looks like they might plan to smoke it, but there will be Kick it ahead of it.
Doing it safely as well.
He's walking up on them. This could be the element of surprise they need. Great find. Wasn't ready for the trade. And now James not in a position to punish this. He's jumping. Oh, the movement. It was so hard to hit that shot, and Jamie often hits it. But strafing onto the spool has given Nafany more room to move, and he does a lot with a little here, does Nafany. Oh, what a shot from James. These evasive maneuvers just to get onto the site, and yeah, the back's a turn. Nafany nearly lines up the multi-kill, but the round is secured.
Look how low Shiro and Inters are. Does Buster have a slight inclination about this? Is he even going to consider it? He's low as well.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the problem.
20 ADR. Look how quiet Buster's been kept. The Ivy player, Axel, has been playing with him the entire time. All these B hits, having to rotate in. They've already lost territory. They've already lost room. This kid is just told to go Ivy every round. Axel is doing his job to perfection.
Will he maintain it?
The fact it's survival that we're getting excited for VP for is wild right now. This is the CT side of Train. They get the kill, they get the AWP. You get away with everything right there. VP, the final round right now. Sure, you get that max loss bonus. That's great. What are you going to do with it?
Where did he come from? Look at this movement. Bam, and then bounces off it. Damn. And using the smoke as well. So like the element of surprise of the trajectory out of the smoke plus the bounce on the spool. He did everything to evade that very, very proficient AWPer. And it worked.
Shiro only has 3 kills and they are winning 11-3.
Damn, it's a team effort across the board. This is something.
Oh,
and Hobbit's just not done. He finds Kick It again. He's been having a nightmare on that ramp. They called for Yakinda. I mean, he's typically holding main. Look where they're coming out. Yakinda is inner. Head towards his old position. It's wide open. Up all off. Oh, enters. Not going down at all. Sanji's missed his shots. Gets really uncomfortable now. Inters can just hunt him. He's just bloodlusting and whoop, works it out eventually. Interesting.
Couple of whoopsies, but
yeah.
Still looking very good.
I think he's just flustered. He's so highly strung. Buster's caught one.
Look where his teammates are. All over towards Pop. Ready to go B. Enough utility for it. Get Shiro down low ramp. He can control the rotation. Take your Kinder out of the picture. Bomb goes down and you're great. But that smoke might change everything.
Perfect flash. Doesn't quite catch the first on Axile. Oh, but jumping up. Axile just holds his nerve and holds the line. They're not in a rush to plant. Want to make sure they get across safely. In fact, a safe throw, probably the best option. James is still in play. Buster walks up oil. They don't have as much space as they normally do. And of course, with the last round being played, they will give it everything she's got.
Gotta see the bomb here.
There's a second, and he's found it as well. Buster, there's some impact.
Look at the nades though on Shiro. He has everything.
If he finds Jade, okay. He wanted to get that one-on-one. Good aim from VP. A crucial 3 from Buster. But my lord, has this been the tutorial? Coming into Train and laying down the law. An 11-4 Gambit Esports. Yes, a split series, but they're poised to seize the lead. Alrighty. 11-4 at the half. Gambit posting it all 11. And I mean, we were just recapping, myself and Chad talking it through, trying to recap how this happened, how this transpired. And it's just the individual level of these Gambit players combined with their united awareness of what the common goal is and how to achieve it. It has been a joy to watch on the T side. Virtus.pro, though, with the odds stacked against them, are looking to change our minds. And Hero's done the opposite. He's actually deleted Buster's mind. It's gone. Splattered all across the brown halls.
He hasn't needed to have impact until this moment. And James clawed one back. Okay.
Why doesn't my Glock work like that? That's winning the duel against USPs. Yeah, running back for the bomb, perhaps. It is way back at spawn. You'll never guess whose job that is.
Sanji, get on out there, mate. So smokes are dropping towards Yard. One back of 6. One towards Connector. Look at your Kinder.
Yeah, I like it. He's so far ahead. The angle from Inters does enable him to tag him up. Finished off and zips up the body bag is Axile. Into the site, though. Waiting for his opportunity. And Hobbit actually took down his teammate. Jane was walked up Cat. Now he's really not got much more than a plant. What can you say about this one? Shiro, bookend frags of this round. He opened it up and it looks like he's closed it down. It is only Kick It.
What are you meant to do? He has the P250, but really?
Yeah, I mean, one tap Shiro would have been a start. Not to be. Double.
So collected right now, Gambit. That opening from Shiro, you can't even respond to that.
I mean,
what do you do?
Everyone goes for it. Everyone has a look.
Yeah.
Not many hit it through the first bloody bullet. Of course it was a smoke shot.
Yeah. I don't know what VP are feeling right now, but I can only imagine if I was on the other end of that. I'm pretty sure Hobbit has 17 kills. He's having an absolute ball terror of a game. You've got Inters on 12, 13 for Axile, Nafany on 12. As I mentioned in the first half, Sheer only had, like, what was it, 3 kills, 4 kills, something like that. He hasn't needed to get frags. Well, VP have bought in here, Alex. This is almost do or die for map number 3.
And Hobbit, he's getting info, knife out.
He can do whatever he wants.
He really is just playing his own game, yeah. VP are here for victims. Hang on.
High little line. Smoke is dropped. They do have good guns for this, right? Yukindra on the AK. They've got Khalils, 2 of which. A Scout as well. Tech 9, bit of utility.
I mean, it looks even to me.
Exactly.
In 2021.
There's something that they can work with, but I feel like Gambit's always been one step ahead.
See if we can change that. Yukindra. He knows it's a possibility. And he knows there's a lot of dependence on what he can bring into this round with his AK, so there is a justified hesitance to his approach. They're going to test him. Axile's actually tucked in a more supportive element here. And just as he goes looking, okay, Yukindra gets tagged up to 40. That might cost him into Axile, and it does. Tagged up
1
to
HP.
1 HP again, Axile's favorite number. It's a crucial frag from Jame. They're out main. Oh, and they were past tense, forced by Inters and Hobbit. It's only Sanji now, and he's just getting a barrage of bullets through the smoke. He doesn't get a moment to breathe or think. Gambit posting 13 and are sprinting towards a map advantage in this best of 5. First to 3, and this could be that second. You can see the recap in your top right.
We move into Overpass next as well, and that's Gambit's specialty. VP picked it as the 4th map here, but obviously in a best of 5, you get towards the tail end of the video, you got to be picking something. It will be Mirage if we need that 5th, but Overpass and Gambit, they were on quite the spree, quite the streak coming into this tournament. They have dropped it since, but they've recovered. So Overpass is very scary, but so is this round. Only pistols, a little bit of space taken. This should be 14. Hard to see how Gambit lose this one. Especially after a start like that. Axial takes down the head of Buster, and towards B they go. Oh, it's too easy, isn't it?
I'm really proud of myself, Chad. I don't think I've actually made a Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, halfling reference once while casting him today, and that's just personally an achievement.
Something that you can make a note of for the day.
Just being able to not say the first thing that comes to my mind at all times.
All right. Well, we're all growing
progress. Exactly. You know, I feel like I'm progressing as Gambit have.
Slow and steady.
Slow and steady, but I'm climbing the ranks.
Lots of hard work.
Put my foot in my mouth occasionally. And, hello. Oh, not going to be the knife attempt after Jame rumbles his plans. But it is neat and it is tidy. Nafany really impressed me with some of his impact frags on that T side. Good to see him carrying some of that over. And as you mentioned, though, you talked about Hobbit. 20 frags from him over the course of what is going to be quite the short game.
The last 2 maps have been extremely convincing for Gambit, and the first one was close. So if you consider those 3 maps as the sample size, which obviously it is, Gambit have played better Counter-Strike. And they are going into a map that they're very comfortable on. So I'm obviously closing the door on this one now. Let's see if that changes. The guns are out. The VP are going out with a whimper here.
Like, let's live in a let's have an entirely Virtus.pro round here. You know, let's see what they see.
All right, Rush, set us up. This game hasn't delivered a lot.
So let's try and understand the game from the information they are acquiring. So they're looking for IV info. They've sent Jame there on that mission. Yukindra responsible for any main aggressions, kick it containing pop. You've got your default. Yukindra might get more than just the default. He might actually find first blood here, who's previously found Nafany on the extension. And he finds it again.
Systematic on that, isn't he? Getting those jiggles in perfectly. And now they're taking Ivy space. So Sanji knows the left is clear. Sound cues are made.
This is pressure on the sandwich player now. If he steps a toe out of line, he's screwed, sandwiched in appropriately, I suppose. Hobbit is rotating in as well. Sanji's already in position to punish this.
I think it's clear because that molly was misthrown. I think they would think sandwich is... Oh, never mind.
Absolutely perfect. Hobbit's made it a slightly more realistic goal to stay competitive here because the bomb's not on the site. Hobbit is. You have to get through him. He's playing a very passive line. I say that as he peeks out for another. Hobbit is a man possessed.
Oh,
What
Hobbit!
is going on? Don't say Mordor. Don't say Mordor. Okay, 2-on-2, 2-on-1. There it is. Nafany makes it 15. Gambit have managed to deal with what looked to be the most promising attempt so far out of the Virtus.pro boys. It is, however, still a spotless CT half from the Gambit squad.
I don't know how much more you need here, right? We're going to get it from Hobbit's POV now, and thank you for joining us in that little experiment. But all in all, when you watch this situation, look at him go. They got the main entry, they got our Ivy for free. They put pressure on the sandwich player, and then they still lose the round. Everything is going Gambit's way. Everything is going in their way insanely. And as we look down the barrel of a 16-4, VP aren't even trying to meet this with a mix-up. They haven't had a T half to establish anything, right? You don't have anything. You haven't gone, oh, set smokes. You haven't been conditioning on the default.
Ooh, he actually wants more.
He's got through as well.
Buster should have him, but Hobbit's just not going down. Some quick reactions from him. I think Inters does spot out the boost on Ivy.
This is inspired stuff from
Distinct
Hobbit.
advantage, yeah. Smokes it, advances, that's big. Shiro, however, does stem the bleed. And now, advancing on that smoke, he's continuing to keep the entire pot play from VP under wraps. You just don't know what Hobbit's up to next. Shiro duking it out. Nafany has to contend with none other than the main monster. And he's gone down this time.
The bomb.
Hobbit finding another 25. The dude is rushing, speed running through this half. It's over. It's definitely over now. 16-4. Even quicker dispatching of VP than it was on Dust 2. Gambit within touching distance of the IEM Katowice trophy.